listen what you want. Now you go so far. Summertime falling in. Summertime winds. And now it is the moon's kiss coming through tonight. Gonna be alright for now.
Can smart glasses finally replace your everyday glasses? That is the multi-million-dollar question that I've come all the way to Hong Kong to find the answer to. So in today's video, you're going to be meeting Will, visionary and founder behind Even Realities, who've produced their new G1 smart glasses. We're going to be seeing exactly how these glasses are made, and we're going to be testing them in this amazing city. So hi, I'm Robert, style and vision consultant at the Spectacle Factory, and it's my job to pair you with your perfect pair of glasses. And now we've got to start considering smart glasses, but only if they can stand the test. In this real world environment of Hong Kong, I don't speak the language, I don't know where I'm going, so I'm going to be giving you my honest experience and my honest feedback about these glasses. There are some things that are amazing, and there's some things that they can work on as well. And then we're going to be interviewing Will and asking him everything about how these were made and how they work. So, in a city like Hong Kong, it is not a normal place. It's not like anywhere that I've been before. It's just a whole different culture that actually without these glasses, I would have found really difficult to navigate in more ways than one. So let's talk about the navigation first of all. One of the best features of the G1, which utilizes its heads-up display, is presenting you with directions of where you're trying to get to. So if I take out my phone, I enter a destination on here. It's super simple. You just search by different areas, or it shows a list of previously visited destinations. I will select that. It will give me the option of either walking or cycling, because obviously those two modes of travel will have different routes. Hit start, and within a few seconds,
east on Victoria Park Road.
So it gives you
turn right onto the walkway.
So it does give you the first set of directions audibly, which is quite helpful because then you can be kind of setting off. But momentarily, the heads-up display will appear, and it has various bits of information. So for example, I have a map on my right. I have an arrow on my left telling me what the next turn is going to be, left, right, or straight ahead. My distance and time from the end destination, as well as the time in the top corner and the street that I'm going to be headed onto. So there's actually a lot of information packed into that display. But the way that they've actually designed the user interface means that it does not interfere at all with your ability to walk around. You don't feel unsafe. You might think, is that dangerous? Are you going to walk into traffic? Absolutely not. 90% of what you see is the world around you, just with snippets of information that are useful to you. It's incredible the way they've developed the display so that it presents the information in the distance. So you're not having to switch focus. Like if you were constantly switching focus from here to far, there's that adjustment time. In this way, you're actually still looking at things in front of you without having to switch focus. It's just overlaid with visual information. That is the right way, in my opinion, the correct way to develop this technology. And it was amazing visiting the facility where they actually build that display. They have to produce a less than 1 millimeter thick sheet of glass, which is then bonded onto your prescription lens, if you have one, within the G1. And the care and time that it took for each single lens to be produced in that way was mind-blowing. I had this vision before I arrived here of a huge factory with mostly machine-guided equipment. It was not like that at all. Every single stage of these glasses is actually handmade, essentially. But I think that level of personal attention is needed because of the sophistication of this display. It is not easy to produce a display like this in the first place, let alone a display that also can be made in prescription. And for those wanting to know, you can get these in single vision lenses. You can get standard single vision lenses through their website, or you can get the much more advanced ultra fit lenses in both single vision and progressive design through us or through other authorized dealers. And the ultra-fit lenses take into account a lot more information on your eyes and your eyes alignment with the glasses, which enables them to optimize the lenses far more for your vision. And the clarity that you see through these lenses, I mean, trust me, I'm used to the very best lenses in the world, primarily Carl Zeiss. These lenses actually do pretty much match up to a Zeiss lens. And I spoke to Will at length about that and the trouble he went to find a manufacturer that could produce lenses to that level. He's actually teamed up with a university whose professor is known as one of the world's leading experts in optics. And Will has basically assembled this team of people that are producing the best of the best in their respective industries, but we'll get onto that later. So yeah, the navigation has been so useful. And I'll tell you a little anecdote. One time I thought I knew where I was going and I keyed in the navigation on my phone and it seemed to be taking me the opposite way. So I thought, it's just glitchy, it's got a bug, it's wrong, you know, as maps sometimes can be. So I headed in the opposite direction. Anyway, I was wrong. And the G1 has been really reliable in terms of its navigation. It's always got me where I needed to go every single time. Now, the other thing that is really important if you're in a foreign country is knowing what people are saying to you. That's where the translation feature comes in, and that was another aspect that I was dying to test out in a real-world environment. Now, when you have the translation feature enabled, it works really well. It's able to pick up someone speaking, even if they're not necessarily speaking at you or to you, even if they're not necessarily close to you, the microphone that's in the G1 is pretty reliable at picking up what they're saying and translating it extremely well. Again, every time that I've used that feature, it's worked almost seamlessly. The only thing that I think could be improved is allowing that to run in the background. Because sometimes, let's say for example, you're in a restaurant, and this is a situation that I encountered. You're not just necessarily looking to have one single conversation. The waiter or waitress is going to be approaching you regularly and asking you questions. And I would have liked to have been able to leave that on and still use other apps at the same time. At the moment, the way that the app works is you have to have that running, and if you switch to say Instagram or something like that, then the translation feature stops. But I spoke to Will about that and he said he's already aware, he's already looking to improve on that in future updates. But when it does work and when you do have it on, it works really well. At least the Chinese to English works really well. I've also tested it in Italian and German so far, both perfect. A use case that I hadn't envisioned, but actually is one that I really love, and I feel like we are creating a new way of consuming content here, is the teleprompter. The teleprompter allows you to input text and then have it appear visually in front of your eyes, so that, say you're doing a presentation, for example, or a lecture, you'll have your lecture notes in front of you without having to keep switching to something close up. Anyway, one way I thought of testing this out is I downloaded an ebook, and I was blown away by that. I was able to read an ebook as I'm walking the streets. Just like you would listen to music as you're walking the streets, now you can read, and I love that. I'm a big reader, but I find less and less that I have time to read the busier I get. So being able to read whilst I'm doing other things is a game changer for me. And I'm not sure if Will thought of that use case, being able to read ebooks while you're on the go, but that was a light bulb moment when I realized I could do that. I had a huge smile. So speaking of Will, and speaking of the way that he's developed this product, I think it's about time that we sat down with him and asked him a few questions.
How it is. The moon's kiss. Coming through tonight. Gonna be alright.
Will, thank you
Hey.
for having me here at your headquarters.
Yeah, no problem, Robert.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
You too.
Yeah.
It's been awesome touring all of the different facilities that
Right.
have come together to work on the amazing G1s.
Yeah, glad you like it.
And they're now officially launched, right?
Yes.
So the first thing I want to ask you is, out of all the places in the world,
Yeah.
why Shenzhen?
a lot of stuff that we wanted to do in consumer electronics that we can only do it in Shenzhen. We can only find the supply chain in Shenzhen. And it's not just because it's cheap around here. It's because that you can only do stuff like this at the level you want. So that's also why there's a saying in the hardware industry that Shenzhen is like the Silicon Valley of hardware. So to do it, pretty much I need to base my team in Shenzhen so I get close to all the resources. Yeah.
Because so many companies focus on software, but what you've developed is a unique piece of hardware, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
transforming what people envision as smart glasses. I think you've had a different approach to what most people would have expected.
Right.
In my opinion and my experience so far, a much more natural approach.
Yeah, it is definitely so. I actually grew up with glasses, and I know that to have a smart glasses that people would want to wear, you have to be a really good pair of glasses first. Robert, your channel has been really educational, introducing about all the brands. And personally, I've learned a lot from the videos that you've made. And I know that a lot of the stuff you said about those brands, what they did right, also need to happen in a pair of smart glasses.
But at the same time, that involved so many iterations on every single component, every single aspect.
Right.
Not necessarily to make the functionality greater, but to make the pair of glasses better.
Yes. The functionality from day one is actually pretty straightforward to have the floating display right in front of you and also getting connected to your phone, to your digital services. So that part actually, like I said, from day one is pretty clear to us. And then also like from even just our first prototype, yeah, it looks legit, all the functionalities, but it doesn't feel right when you're wearing it. Yeah, like all the small details, all the comfort, and also how the prescription is coming together with the device. So once you figure out the direction, it just comes down to finding the solutions and also putting enough effort to make it happen. Yeah.
And I think it was really cool to see as well how you've assembled a team of experts in different fields to all work on each individual aspect of the glasses. You know, you have one facility just focusing on the temple creation, and we saw that obviously. One company that's working with you to produce the front, the battery components, the electronics, and the prescription, of course, and then to bring that all together into the end product.
It's definitely hard, but then also a really fun and rewarding process. Like you said, there are so many small problems that you need to tackle, and each small problem actually is a whole project, right? The temple itself is a whole project. The waveguide lenses is a whole project, and the assembly that we saw is also a whole project. I think that's the hard part of the finding the right team. Is like you said, assemble the right team, assemble the right partners, and ever after that, you just need to combine different expertise together organically.
And I think when people see the product in videos or ultimately hold it in their hands, they probably envision a single factory producing this pair of glasses, all kind of machine driven. But it really isn't that at all. It's got a huge amount of human input in every stage of the process. I've seen people, you know, working on these by hand every single stage along the way.
Just because of how small, how delicate it is, and also it's new process, it's new materials.
It's experimental, really.
Yeah, it's experimental. You won't be able to find like just existing machines that can just do all the process. You pretty much need to really develop each steps of how different parts are coming up together. And then in that process, definitely human hand will participate a lot. Yeah.
So you obviously feel like this is now a finished product. I mean, you're going to continue innovating. That's what you do.
Yeah.
But this product is ready to ship.
Yeah, we launched, I think, by end of June. And so far, we've received a lot of pre-orders. It's the team is really excited about it. We just can't wait to get the feedbacks. Yeah.
It's so exciting.
Right, it is.
Now that it's complete, why did you choose the specific functionality that it comes with, and why did you omit certain functionality that some people might have wanted?
People know that we have the display, which is what really make these pair of glasses unique, where you just wear it and it looks like a normal pair of glasses, and you see letters, you see symbols floating right in front of you, right? And people cannot see it. And it feels kind of silly to say, but it really feels like magic, like seeing all the letters dissolving into nothing, and then you are reading something people don't know. But then there's also questions about why don't you have cameras, right? Why don't you have speakers? What we found out is if it's an everyday pair of glasses that you want to wear, we want it to be able to be your only pair of glasses. And then if you have camera on that, on the everyday driver, the everyday glasses you are wearing, I just don't see how it works. If you go to a meeting where camera is not allowed, going to a theater, going to a public places where it's not appropriate to have it, like what do? Do you take it off? But for my everyday glasses, if I take it off, I don't even have my vision. And as a daily wearable pair of glasses, that's just not gonna cut it. And then for the audio, to be honest, I mean, audio is really, really nice to have. But then again, there's negative effect if you're thinking about coming from the engineering perspective. Throwing the audio, what does it do to the form factor, right? Will you be able to still keep the tempo this slim? And what does it do to the overall weight? What does it do to the power consumption? And the display right now, we're designing it to be able to support you throughout the day. And if you add those two together and you want to have both components getting supported throughout the day, is it doable? Yes. But is it doable within the comfort level that we're providing right now, within the form factor and the weight we're providing them now? Probably not.
I actually think less is more sometimes,
right.
And especially when it comes to eyewear, that's generally my philosophy.
It is.
The less is more.
Yeah.
We're both glasses wearers.
Right.
We both appreciate lightweight glasses.
Right. Yes.
And you've actually managed to produce smart glasses that are
Thank you.
surprisingly comfortable.
Thank you.
And make a great pair of glasses first and foremost. And I personally feel like the features you've added to that are just enough to enhance your everyday life without interfering with it.
Right.
And there's no drawback versus a regular pair of glasses to wearing these. There's only benefits. Do you anticipate enhancing its functionality with software updates?
Of course, yes.
Going forward?
Yes. That's the really big thing. We know that when it's launched, the software is not going to be perfect because like software has a lot to do, like user experience and how you interact with the device. We're gonna be working really hard to put out like updates really frequently and making sure they're fixing all the bugs, improving on the user interactions. And then also there are so many ideas we're getting on what kind of other features can be added to G1, and we actually had our own idea as well. So all those will come together and we'll pretty much think about like for the each iterations, what other features can we add.
Well, thank you so much for hosting me here in Shenzhen.
Right.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome, Robert. Yeah, really nice having you here.
Thank you for answering my questions.
All right.
And good luck
Cool.
with the company.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that was Will, and I think it's obvious when you meet the guy that he's a genuine person and he's someone that is actually trying to change the world. He's got a vision for a product that actually improves people's lives, and he's trying to develop it, and he's working against all the odds. You know, Google, Meta, Apple have all tried their hand, and they've all invested billions in trying to make smart glasses a reality. And Will's independent company, with the help of some industry experts, might just be the first ones to have done it. During my trip to Hong Kong, I have worn these every single minute of every single day. They've been extremely comfortable. They have held up really well. It easily looks to me and feels to me like a pair of glasses that's gonna last at least 2-3 years, as your normal glasses would, at least, probably longer. What we have is a magnesium front, titanium temples that are coated in silicon. The battery packs are in the end tips. We have these adjustable nose pads, which are extremely comfortable. You can definitely see the Lindbergh inspiration. If that wasn't enough, the sun clip has been amazing as well. It's been so hot and bright and sunny. I've seen some amazing views. Of course, this is me. I had to design my own tint for the sun clip. I created a golden gradient tint. This is a unique color with an amber flash. My intention was to add, number one, a hint of luxury to the glasses, and number two, to give them more versatility, because I knew in an environment like Hong Kong, I'm going to be in and out of different locations. I needed them to be versatile in that I can see in the shade, where I'm going to spend most of my time, and indoors, but also provide me with really good sun protection. And that lens tint achieved that as well. We can customize your G1s. You can order them through us, or you can just order a sun clip from us. And I think my plan long term will be to have multiple clips, probably a blue light filter sun clip, probably a photochromic sun clip, an adaptive sun, a driving lens. I'm going to have an assortment of sun clips to attach onto the G1, and that's going to make it pretty much perfect in every scenario. Because the thing is, I can't see myself now living without these glasses. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my eyewear wardrobe because I love all of those glasses dearly. But none of them can do what this does. None of them can enhance my everyday experience in the way that this does. I found that I'm using my phone way less because usually, you get a buzz in your pocket. And here's the thing, you might be thinking, well, aren't you just using the digital glasses more or at least as much as you would use your phone? So what's the real benefit? Well, there really is a benefit because every time your phone buzzes, you have this, if you're anything like me, you have this concern that what if it's an urgent message? So you tend to check your phone constantly, even though 90% of what comes through is not something you really need to be looking at right now. So it takes you out of the moment. With the G1, you get a notification and you just get a little message. You don't have to read it, you get a little message icon. But if you choose to read it, you lift your head up and it appears in front of you. And you can then decide whether that warrants you taking your phone out of your pocket and replying to, or in that 90% of cases, you just forget about it and move on and deal with it later. I'm finding that, I still use my phone when I need to. I can take it out of my pocket if I want to listen to music, if I want to shoot a photo, but I'm not constantly on it. I'm not constantly checking it. I'm not having to use maps. I'm not having to read messages. I'm not distracted from my enjoyment of this incredible place. And Hong Kong, believe me, is an incredible place. It's a one-of-a-kind place. If you haven't been, you need to get here. I've never seen a city that combines this beautiful nature with a sprawling metropolis, almost intertwined, quite like Hong Kong. So, I hope you've enjoyed this video and my review of the G1 glasses. They have more than surpassed every expectation that I had of them. There are a few bugs, a few little tweaks in the software that I think will be pretty easy to fix, and I have every faith in Will that he intends to do that. What do you think? Could you replace your everyday glasses with the G1? I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video and our tour of Hong Kong, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more of the best eyewear content on the internet. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks guys. Bye bye.